Now, the starting from the first day of the British League in Drumchapel was Barrow having picked up 2 fantastic results to make their way into the top half of the table. One of their players joins me now, Gavin Evans. Gavin, welcome. First things first, fantastic day for your side yesterday. Just talk us through the 2 results.
Yeah, we had a good day yesterday. We beat Fusion, who had 4 good players. Me and Craig beat their number 1, Michael O'Driscoll, which was good. We ended up winning the match 5-3. It's a good result, what can I say? We all performed well. And then in the afternoon, we beat Drumchapel 6-2, which was another excellent result. Me and Craig, we both beat the Chinese. Jo performed well. She beat Richard Main in the last match. And everyone performed very, very well as a team. We all won our matches, so when people perform well individually, it all makes the team better.
Just looking at that Fusion game, one of the more bizarre things that I've come across in my time in British League, they didn't turn up till 15 minutes or so after the game was supposed to start. It ended up you taking the first set. Just that must have been very weird for you, not knowing if you were going to have a game or not.
Yeah, it was very, very weird. I mean, I didn't really know the regulations until the referee said so, and at the end of the day, they turned up 10 minutes late, and the regulations state 10 minutes late. I take the point, and I was going to take the point. We're all fighting for positions, and we have to win our matches. And equally, it was very, very hard because obviously I hadn't played a match, so I went straight on against Michael O'Driscoll, the number 1, without playing in the weekend. So it was, although he hadn't played, I hadn't played either. So I ended up winning, but very, very weird situation there.
Just looking at the British League from your personal point of view, it's your first year back after a little bit of a hiatus. What made you come back to the British League?
I just want to play regular table tennis, competition really. I like the fact you're playing in your own nation is always a key part of why I play table tennis. I grew up playing at the National Centre in Sheffield and Nottingham, and that was part of my love for it, playing for my country. And playing in England and playing lots of table tennis. And I've played now for 5, 6, even 7 years abroad, Germany and Belgium. And although I love it, and it's a great level out there, there's a lot of travelling. At the end of the day, I don't have the same patriotic feeling as I would when I play in England. So that's the reason why I play for a club which is in England, and I'm English.
Looking at your career, you've had a fantastic career. I know there's been a few injuries on the way, but under 21 national champion and so forth. Where do you feel you're at in your career now?
I think it's clear to see that I'm not playing as well as I have done in my past, but I just keep fighting, keep battling away. I'm not playing or training as much as I used to, which is, slightly unfortunate, but every time I go on the table, I give 100%. I make sure I try and play clever table tennis because possibly, like you say, with injuries, I'm not as quick as I used to be. I'm in bits of pain sometimes, and all I have to do is get my head down, try and find a weakness from my opponent and exploit it.
I know that first weekend, I think you were suffering from illness. It does seem like there's been a lot of unfortunate tales over your career. I know it was the hip injury that you had, but you still prevailed when you got that under 21 national championship.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I didn't make it obvious that I was ill the first weekend. I still played the matches. I won, 3 good matches that weekend. I lost to 2 good players. I lost to Matt Ware. I lost to Chris Duran. Good matches. Very, very, very close match against Chris Duran. It was a good match. Even fully fit, they're still tough matches. And yeah, winning the under 21 national title this year was a great achievement. I like to feel I can peak for big events. I put emphasis on some tournaments and I train for it, and I believe I'm a winner. So when I want to win, I come through, and that's why I've won lots of national titles.
You mentioned that you said you don't feel you're playing as well as you were at one point. Is the goal for you now to try and get back to that level consistently, or even surpass that?
I think my goal is to find a game that's comfortable with the way I play now. So obviously, like I spoke about, I'm not as speedy as I used to be. So I now need to find a game which is more mature, but which also makes it hard for my opponent. And if I can find a game that makes it hard for anyone who plays me, then I'd like to think I could still, medal at senior national championships and play at a very, very high competitive level.
Well, they're the words of Gavin Evans. He's got high hopes for Barrow and his own season. To keep up to date with how he does and Barrow and the rest of the British League teams, go on the website and follow us on Twitter @British League.